Hey everybody, Bryce Koon here, and we are here with another edition of Swarm Talk presented by The Crowded Booth. You're watching over on the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Let us know as we get closer and closer to 400 subscribers on the channel. Give this video a like and let us know in the comment section what you want to see, Georgia Tech fans, continuously more and more. The big news we'll be talking about today is indeed going to be the addition of a quarterback in the Atlanta area. It's going to be Taisun Phommachanh, who is going to be very, very interesting to watch what he does, how he can contribute, all that and more here on The Crowded Booth.
Pile in here and make yourself feel at home. The Crowded Booth is coming on. The Crowded Booth with Bryce Koon.
Well, it's time for a new quarterback to enter the room in Atlanta, and it's none other than former Clemson quarterback Taisun Phommachanh, who is making his way down I-85, and he's going to be suiting up for the Yellow Jackets this coming season. He committed earlier this week on Monday, and I want to take a couple of days just kind of wrap our heads around kind of what's happening here. So it's going to be a twofold episode. We're not going to do a deep dive into Phommachanh, but we're going to talk about more what this does for the quarterback room. Appreciate you listening, the Georgia Tech fans as well here on the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's talk a little bit. Taisun Phommachanh comes into this. Obviously, he is a guy that when you look and see, the stats, they don't pop off the page. But this is a guy in Taisun Phommachanh that has appeared in 13 games over the past 3 seasons. He's going to come to Tech with 3 years of eligibility remaining. He entered the portal last December, and the biggest thing for Phommachanh is that he came off an injury and appeared in 6 games last season, all off of the bench. He threw for 131 yards and a touchdown, and while also rushing for 70 yards as well. He served as the third quarterback over the previous 2 seasons and actually played against Georgia Tech twice, 2019 and 2020. This is a guy who was the number 4 dual-threat quarterback in the 2019 recruiting class. And so we kind of bring all of that into fruition and say, what does he bring? What does he kind of entail? Well, a guy like Taisun, obviously, you're seeing some of the arm strength showed off in the clips you're seeing right there below and what he's been able to do. But he also kind of joins a rebuilding quarterback room that now only features starter Geoff Sims from the 2021 roster. Everyone else is brand new. We all know about Zach Pyron, the commit they got for the 2021 class. Akron transfer, Zach Gibson, and now you bring in Phommachanh. But what we're going to see for the first time, I think, with the addition of Phommachanh is a real quarterback competition on the flats. And to me, that's something that should excite fans because you are starting to see real, legitimate FBS guys get on campus. And I think it's one of those things that you see these guys, how they can perform, what they can do. It's going to be exciting to see. But a guy like Phommachanh, at the very least, is going to provide great depth. He's going to provide a guy who has been in the college system. He's going to have 3 years of eligibility remaining. And so when you kind of take a look at what Phommachanh has done, it's not eye-popping stats. There's nothing that is going to come to the attention and is going to make you sit there and go, wow, this guy is going to be the game changer. But this is a guy who had opportunities to go elsewhere. We were told right before he made the decision to go to Tech, he was really leaning towards Connecticut, going to UConn, going back home. But went on a visit. His family loved it, and they decided that he wanted to come back down to Georgia Tech. So I think this is just something interesting because Phommachann's going to bring size, 6'4", around 230 pounds. This is a big guy, an athletic guy. What he can do, he's a dual-threat quarterback. But what it's really going to do, it's really going to push Geoff Sims. And I think realistically, there's never been an opportunity for Geoff Sims to really be pushed by anyone else in the quarterback room. It's not a dig at anyone who's been there in years past. There just hasn't been true competition. And I think for the first time, we're going to see true quarterback competition on the flats, at least under the Jeff Collins era, because you're going to see a guy like Phommachanh come in who is a gamer. He has played behind some fantastic quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, obviously. Uwe Ungalele is still there and is a great talent. Things didn't go well for him last year. But he's been around a winning culture, whether you want to admit it or not. He's going to bring that mentality into the quarterback room. You still have a guy like Zach Gibson, who we saw in the spring game looked really crisp. He was throwing some back shoulder passes. He had good zip on the football, including a touchdown pass in that game. You see what he can do there. And then there's obviously the excitement surrounding true freshman Zach Pyron, who, I think in a situation where for the coaching staff, they would probably elect to just want to see Pyron hold the clipboard and continue to learn in year one. But this is starting to form into a legitimate room for Georgia Tech. And I think that's something that's just exciting for fans. But you've got to have real quarterback competition. You've got to have someone that can push. And if Jeff Sims is the starter in Mercedes-Benz against Clemson, Labor Day weekend, he's going to be better. He's going to be better. This system allows him to be better. This system allows any quarterback to come in and just get rid of the ball quickly. We've talked all spring ball about that over on GoJackets.com. But the thing is that when you have brought this guy in to be able to push in competition, if Phommachanh wins the job, then that just means he came in and that he continued to develop, continued to have the mindset of he's going to come in and win a job. That's also exciting. I think no matter how this shakes out, and there's going to be a lot of conversation, you can go on YouTube, you can look at some of the highlights, and, you look at the 2021 spring game, there's not a ton that people are excited about off the film. But I think when you see what is going on, when you see kind of where Georgia Tech was trending with the quarterback position, let's say in December, you start to calm down, you feel a little bit better about it. You feel a little bit better about what they're doing, where they're going in this situation, because a guy like Phommachanh, we talked about, has a winning pedigree. He knows what it takes. He's seen it up close and personal. And that is what Georgia Tech has tried to do through the portal all offseason. They've been hitting defense, especially that secondary. We're going to talk here in some more episodes about what they've added. But I think the addition of Phommachanh is good no matter what happens. If he's the starter day one, boom. If Jeff Sims is the starter, if Zach Gibson's the starter, all three of those guys, with Zach Pyron learning from all three of those, this is a room that has continuously gotten better. You can't be scared to add talent. We've said this multiple times. You can't be scared to add talent in lieu and in fear that someone's going to leave. You just can't coach like that. And I know we've talked about on other episodes on this channel about the fear of the portal, about what, lower level Power 5 teams and, Group of 5 teams that don't benefit from a big market, what their fear is. But Georgia Tech they have to make moves. They had to do something like this to realistically, within their ability, add a quality piece and see what happens. And I think they did that here in the quarterback room to add a guy that is, at least at the very, very least, going to provide a competent backup and a guy that can win you a ball game if necessary, and he has to come into the game. I don't feel like they've had that in previous seasons. I love the people, the character that have been in the program, but I think from a skill-based, talent-wise, you had to rip off the Band-Aid and say, we got to get some guys that can actually play. And I think they did that with Phommachanh here. We're going to see what he brings to the table, and at the very least, he's going to push Jeff Sims to be better. He's going to push them to another level, and that's good for everybody. If you're a fan sitting home, that's good for you as well. There's going to be real quarterback competition in Atlanta for the first time in the Jeff Collins era. I know we've been talking about this, that. There was a big conversation last year between two of the players. But in my opinion, this is a real competition now. This is a real opportunity for three guys to have their name in a job, while the young guy, and Zach Pyron's not out of it, they're never going to publicly announce that. But Pyron's going to have a chance to learn from three guys who've played in three different systems at three different places and soak it all in and create his own rite of passage. I think it's exciting for fans to see what they've done through the portal. Offensively, obviously, we know what happens in the rest of the backfield. That offensive line has to get better statistically. There's just not really a possibility they could get any worse. But they've added legitimate pieces. We're going to talk about that in some more episodes coming up. But I think from the quarterback position, if you can tell me that Jeff Sims is going to be the starter, I'm going to tell you he's going to be better than he was last year if he stays healthy. Phommachann's going to add a legitimate backup and a guy that's going to push him. Zach Gibson looked very good in the spring game. We take all of that with a grain of salt because it really matters when the pads go on in August as we get ready for the start of the season leading up to Mercedes-Benz Mayhem at Mercedes against Clemson. I'm going to be there. I hope you're going to be there as well. But Phommachanh coming to Atlanta is going to make Georgia Tech better, whether or not he is on the field. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I think is going to happen here. The addition of this man is going to make things better for Georgia Tech. That's all the time we got for today. A quick episode today, just kind of talking about that. But Taisun Phommachanh is a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. We're going to talk to you soon about more with the transfer portal coming up. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm Bryce Koon. See you later.
Pile in here and make yourself feel at home. The crowded booth is coming on. The Crowded Booth with Bryce Koon.